hotel, got a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby, I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks, I got some trusted shoes. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Death comes in threes, wins come in twos, cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Oakland Raiders. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. Cook, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, they said they wanted to have some explosive runs. How about that one to start the game?
And I would say on the defensive sideline, there's a lot to answer for, because you spend all week saying, stop the run. I don't care who you're playing. You don't want to get run over. You don't want to get run past. And they have both. Over-committing in the secondary, and he just went stepping past them and is still running, essentially.
One play, and he hits pay dirt. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 21. Here's Carr. Escaping the pressure right. He'll run it. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now the first-round pick from Alabama, Josh Jacobs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
54, Mike, 54. Check, 54, 54. I hope you brought your left because I'm about to take you to school. Mike, 59. Mike, 54.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. There for the sack, Everson Griffin.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They start the drive with Cook. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. And that's a loss of 7 on the 1st down play.
It'd be real interesting to take a look at this play later, because on this pitch toss play, I get the sense that he just followed the pulling guard or the pulling offensive lineman through that hole and spilled this play early.
Yeah, because he didn't even get to the outer third of the field. He was tackled in the middle third.
Yeah, when you're talking about a pitch or a toss tackled there, that means they read it fast and diagnosed it and knocked him down in a hurry.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
First and 10 at the 45. Hey, here we go. Watch the pass.
On first and 10, Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. He's trying to parlay that great performance last week, NFC Offensive Player of the Week in Week 2, into a great performance in Week 3.
And the way he was able to do it last week, he started off doing it again this week. Energy, the way he comes off the line of scrimmage, attacks the defense, sets them back on their heels, and he finds openings as a result.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Cousins. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. Play fake, Cousins. Open man is Thielen, it's complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open? And this is going to be intercepted. Nevin Lawson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain, 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 2nd year in Oakland for Walter after being signed off the Ravens practice squad, but only 6 catches, 75 yards a season ago. Then he got a lot of hype in the offseason following OTAs. Their offensive coordinator saying, Darren, you have that position. Coach Gruden went as far as to say, Darren, you have the chance of a lifetime here. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Everson Griffin picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Carr completes it. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
28-yard gain. First down, Raiders.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
54. Danny. Check 50. Check 50. Kill.
6-0 our score after 1. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him.
Third and long. Watch the run. They're running it.
From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. And he's going to go down again. Everson Griffin able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Yeah, that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Past the 20, 10, touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, 81 yards. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown.
Partner, you know what the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches the football.
Didn't work out there.
No, because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and a touchdown there on the big play. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
On second down, it's Jacobs. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
But he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Watch the shit. Bang, 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 bang. Who's right feet?
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Returnable for Sherrills. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On second down, Cook. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Back deep for the Raiders, Dwayne Harris. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
The throw over the middle taken in. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Carr now to throw. And this will be caught. Tyrell Williams. Williams loses the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. Oftentimes you say some guys have a knack for creating turnovers. He forced a fumble last week, forces another one.
And one of my good coaching buddies, Frank Delano, always told me, hey, Davis, creating turnovers is not as much about skill as it is about desire.
Oh, I thought it was going to be will, because will rhyme with skill.
Come on, man.
With desire. We'll go with desire.
What are you, the rhyme master now?
Hey, 25 to Mike.
Hey, no, easy.
All right.
Cousins now after the fumble recovery. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 17 yards, 1st down, Vikings. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And he's going to be taken down. Back across midfield, just across midfield at the 49. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Cousins now. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the headlines. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 1.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Black.
25 to Mike. Let's go. 25.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Yeah, right now, under 100 yards of total offense. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. first down. They'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Carr again. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
93. 93. Hand me. 54 Mike. Hey, check.
To throw again. Carr. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
Here we go.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out.
Line 54. Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. 6-18. 54.
On 2nd and 9. Carr caught by Jones. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. On 1st down, Jacobs. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. The tackle goes there to Linval Joseph.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that ball. Express.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54.
Hey, 734.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Carr. And he'll find Moreau here. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Listen to me.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They run it again with Cook. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Number 48, X3, 218, chop.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. On 2nd and 7, Cousins. And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. Kyle Rudolph. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Now whistles and a timeout signaled here by the offense. And that's their first of this second half. Now Bailey to tack on the extra point. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far.
Dan Bailey to kick off for Minnesota.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Throwing on 2nd down. Carr. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Pick it up.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
Recon, 152 fighter.
Again, it's Cook. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Cook following the penalty. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They all go buy them dinner. But after a play like that...
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Max Crosby in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that one ups the lead to 22-0. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
This is taken at his 4. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
To throw again on 2nd down. Carr, the open man here, Renfro. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Raider 1st down, 17 yards. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll run on 1st down. It's Jacobs. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7.
Hey, Haywood!
From the gun, it's Carr. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
You draw Porter. Express.
54. Mike 54.
Check. Go Chief.
54.
The Raiders do snap it. It's Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin and the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Double tight. Hey.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Dan Bailey to kick off for Minnesota.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Carr going to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. Carr can beat you in a lot of ways. The scramble there, a perfect example as he gets the first.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quitting him.
0.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shamar Stephen in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Carr. And Waller taking it in over the middle. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Let's get off the field.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for him. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for him here.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Cook. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain there of 21 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Well, not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a give running right, it's Cook. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
On 2nd down now, it's Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On 3rd down, Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
Now the final act of this victory, the extra point. And this part of the game's been an adventure thus far, but this one is good. So we had action to the very end of this one, the score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all